have Princess Anne given her final ultimatum to the new queen consort, Queen Camilla, asking her to return the late queen's jewels. This is the latest breaking news coming out of London today. And apparently, this is something that has left the palace staff rather baffled. Hi, good morning. I'm here in the heart of London. I hope you're keeping well. Thank you also for your very kind comments about meeting the star of Downton Abbey. Yes, he was lovely. I thought I'd share that with you because I know how much you love all the stories about Downton. And yes, Hugh Bonneville, who played Lord Grantham, was absolutely delightful. A true gentleman. And we did talk about the possibility of going back to Downton, but sadly, there are no plans at the moment. But I would love to see some of the cast again. Yes. Fingers crossed. As ever, though, back to your breaking news, story of the day. Now, it seems strange, doesn't it? How after 70 years of a monarch's reign, one can be so easily forgotten. But according to a very good source, and I have to say, allegedly, Princess Anne was deeply upset by the fact that some of her mother's most treasured items were not actually put away with her at Windsor after her incredible funeral. Now, as we now know, the crown jeweler has come up with some of the items that will become part of the new Queen Consort-esque collection. But allegedly, according to the Princess Royal herself, she was deeply unhappy with this. Let me explain the background to this particular story before I go further. You see, when the Queen Mother died back in 2002, our gracious monarch, then Queen Elizabeth II, was very upset that certain items were removed from her late mother's personal collection. Apparently, the Queen Mother had amassed quite a lot of jewelry over the years. And when it came to be divided up, Queen Elizabeth II felt that certain items should remain with her, should remain within the family. And that's exactly what happened! But moving forward now to the recent accession of King Charles and, of course, his wife, the new Queen Consort, Camilla. Apparently, she's been allowed to take certain items from the late Queen's personal collection, which included brooches and rings and other items of interest. But seemingly, this has upset the Princess Royal, Princess Anne, who feels that these items should have remained with the former monarch. One can understand the reason why. Of course, because they were very personal to her mother, and her mother alone. What's interesting here, though, is that this particular story has come to light courtesy of the palace insiders who are claiming that Princess Anne has issued an ultimatum. And according to them, the new queen consort must now return the jewels back to the royal family. Now, I don't know about you, but I think this is really strange. Simply because, if you think about it, the new queen consort has done nothing wrong. These items were initially taken from the Queen Mother's collection originally. Then, they became the property of the then Queen Elizabeth II. And when she's passed away, well, obviously, these items, if they were personal to her, should have been divided up between members of the senior monarchy. So really, there's been no wrongdoing. And I think that Princess Anne needs to remember this. Allegedly. I have to say, allegedly. It's difficult to imagine, though, how anyone could put an ultimatum on another senior member of the British monarchy. Especially someone of the status of Princess Anne. This is what makes this particular story so strange. Because as ever, let me explain. You see, it has claimed that a source close to the Princess Royal said that she could unbelieve that some of the items had been removed from her late mother's personal collection, and that it was an ongoing issue between her and her older brother, His Majesty, the King. What's very interesting here, though, is that apparently the Princess Royal has requested, allegedly, that these items should be returned so that they can become part of a trust for her mother's grandchildren. In other words, the great-grandchildren of King George V and Queen Elizabeth II. So that's Prince William and his sister, Princess Harry, along with their respective children. This is what makes it so strange, because it is difficult to imagine that a simple request has now turned into what could possibly be described as an ultimatum. And it's very difficult to see how the new queen consort could possibly have foreseen any of this. After all, she's only taking items which were previously taken from the Queen Mother's personal collection. So, it does seem very strange that the Princess Royal should feel that strongly about it. And even more strange that she should allegedly put down an ultimatum to the new Queen Consort. One thing you have to say about the Princess Royal, though, is that she's got a very big heart. You only need to look at her charity work, which is predominantly focused on animal welfare charities. Something that she's been passionate about throughout her entire life. You can see that side of Princess Anne. She's a very compassionate person, no doubt about it. But moving forward now, it's very difficult to see how the new Queen Consort could possibly react to such an ultimatum, especially at this very sensitive time. After all, she's only doing what the king has asked her to do. And it is difficult to see how she could have possibly known that certain items would have held such sentimental value to Princess Anne. That's what makes it so strange. However, as ever, when I know more, you'll know more. But for now, this is truly a developing story. It does seem strange, though, that at this point in time, the Princess Royal would allegedly put down an ultimatum to the new Queen Consort. Of course, one could argue that there is some sympathy towards her. After all, she's lost her mother, her late Majesty, the Queen. And of course, one could understand why certain items might hold some sentimental value. But at the same time, it is difficult to imagine why the Princess Royal would want to cause any further division within the senior monarchy at such a turbulent time. You would have thought that both her and her older brother, His Majesty, the King, would want to unite and move forward together at this very dark time for the country and the monarchy. However, as ever, this is a developing story, and as I say, when I know more, you'll know more. In the meantime, though, if you do want to find out more about the brand new channel, all you have to do is go to a search engine and simply type in the name. You will find all the details there, and you'll see all the clips that I've had done recently. And just to remind you, we've now got over 1 million subscribers, a truly incredible milestone. But please do take care. Keep safe and enjoy the rest of your weekend.